Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are continuing our coverage of the ongoing civil war taking place inside of the former state of Ethiopia. And right now, it would appear that the Tigrayan Defense Forces could be on the verge of a major operation focused on retaking the area of western Tigray. At this point, we believe as many as 50 to 100,000 Tigrayan Defense Forces could be massed along the Tigray River. And in fact, as we speak, we could be seeing the early stages of a TDF operation to cross the Tigray River and forcibly expel the paramilitary factions of Amhara regional militias, Fano, and of course Abiy loyalists and the Eritrean army based in Humera. Now, it's very, very early. If, in fact, this operation has kicked off, there has been continued mobilization by the Tigrayan Defense Forces with the eventual goal of, if there was no political solution, that the Tigrayan Defense Forces would be forced to take further military action to liberate western Tigray. We definitely know the Tigrayan Defense Forces have the capability for very large-scale offensive operations. We have seen that before. Once the ENDF, the Eritrean Army, Amhara regional militias were evicted from the Tigray region. After that failed invasion by those forces, we then saw a counter-punitive invasion by the Tigrayan Defense Forces designed to degrade and destroy the forces of the Abiy loyalists and Amhara regional militias. And we then saw the TDF proceed well over 100 miles in some cases into enemy-held territory, seizing very large towns and cities such as Desse and Kombolcha. So that capability and that capacity is absolutely there for the Tigrayan Defense Forces to mount large-scale offensive operations. Furthermore, the Abiy loyalist formations suffered greatly during that conflict and continue to suffer greatly in the ongoing civil war that is taking place with the Oromo Liberation Army continuing to make gains. So this could be an opportune time for the Tigrayan Defense Forces to ultimately find a military solution to the ongoing Anaconda strategy that is causing widespread famine and starvation inside of the Tigray region. And it would appear that the Tigray region has used and attempted every option to not proceed with a military operation, but unfortunately, it would seem any sort of peace process appears to be breaking down at this point, and preparations by the Tigrayan Defense Forces for very large-scale operations, the likes of which we have not seen since the actual TDF invasion of the northern Amhara region that eventually actually threatened Addis Ababa at one point. The international community was very, very concerned, and due to U.S. State Department pressure, the Tigrayan Defense Forces eventually withdrew from what is now the Amhara region and areas within, in some cases, up to 60, 70 kilometers from the capital, Addis Ababa, also known as Fenfene. But we're going to keep a very, very close eye on this. This could be a very large-scale and aggressive operation designed to quickly seize control of large amounts of territory, like some of the operations we saw earlier with the TDF. So again, now this is more focused in western Tigray. The terrain is a bit different, a bit flatter, could pose some challenges for the Tigrayan Defense Forces that have not been seen, and I would anticipate if this operation does kick off, and as the TDF closes in on Humera and starts to engage the forces of the despotic regime of Eritrea, that could be a very, very tough nut to crack, given the terrain and the ability of the Eritrean army to deploy tanks and other semi-modern systems that could cause problems for the mainly footbound light infantry forces of the Tigrayan Defense Forces. I would envision at some point the TDF may have to actually threaten by entering Eritrea itself, and other options as well, quite possibly to successfully conduct this operation in seizing the western Tigray region, if in fact in the early stages of this operation we don't see a general breakdown of the ENDF and the Amhara regional forces, and they retreat from the battlefield. But we're watching this very, very closely. It would appear something could be getting ready to take place that is very, very significant in terms of both the manpower and aggressive activity taking place by the Tigrayan Defense Forces. More to come as we receive more information, and more reports will occur very, very soon. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for joining us.